Peace, family. Happy Monday. Welcome to today's A Deck a Day. Another start to another week, and with new moon vibes upon us. It is a new moon on Wednesday. We are also experiencing our Mercury retrograde in Libra. So very, very intense energy happening right now. A lot of change, a lot of flux, a lot of revision and releasing and renewal. All of those rewords that you can think about is what retrogrades are all about. And this one being in Libra is bringing in a lot of emotional stuff. It's really showing people in their best, people in their worst, people in their ugliest. And it really is a time where that old adage of when someone shows you who they are, believe them, rings the most true. So pay very, very close attention to the people around you and the moves that they're making during this time. And don't blame it on the retrograde. It just is what it is. And it's an opportune time to really release yourself from dynamics that don't work for you. And that's professionally, personally, passionately, platonically, however you can think about it. So as mentioned, I did want to kind of transition into the angelic realm from the ancestral realm, although they are very much aligned and one of the same in many ways. To start off though, I do want to use this particular deck, which is aligning ancestors, angels, as well as ascended masters. So it's a really good way, I think, to kind of culminate everything, bridge the gap, even more so than the angels and ancestors deck that I used yesterday. And this is the Keepers of the Light Oracle deck. So see which pile resonates with you. The Get Organized Mirs that we are using today are my extra large mirrors, pyramids, and we've got Garnet with the charm Inspire in there for the first one, aligns with root chakra. This one is lapis lazuli with a faith charm in there, and some gold leaf and copper and quartz and all of them as well. And then this one is Unakite, which aligns with my hair health potent potion that helps the hair grow long and strong. Third eye chakra and heart chakra, root chakra. They all glow in the dark with this awesome little solar stone quartz bead at the top here, so you can always find your Orgonite in the dark hours. So again, see which one resonates with you, and we will see what the Ascended Masters, Angels, Ancestors have in store for you today. If you chose Garnet, your message for today is charity, prayer and contemplation. Connect with heaven. Ask and you shall receive. Ashe. This is that believe and receive energy. It's such a mantra of mine in always saying believe and receive. Prayer and contemplation is so important in regards to aligning with self and aligning with source. If you got this card, the energy of charity and the Ascended Master energy of charity and this Ascended Master's energy is really thinking about how you can help. And it's helping humanity, it's helping self in the recognition that you are a part of humanity and humanity is a part of you. And what you do for yourself, you are doing for humanity, and what you do for humanity, you are able to do as well for yourself, as we are all connected, we are all one. Prayer and contemplation is a beautiful energy to think about, because beyond prayer in the general sense of just asking for something, contemplation is really looking inward and thinking about what it is, again, that you can do to be your best self. It's a perfect card as well, just in connection to what I was just mentioning about Mercury retrograde right now, because as much as we're paying attention to other people and watching their moves, we have to make sure to watch our own as well, and to make sure that we are actually putting our best selves forward, because we can kind of fall into traps during a retrograde, and a Mercury retrograde in particular, because that's what rules information and technology and communication. So you want to be as honest, as upfront, as in terms of integrity, as authentic as possible. And when you take the time to pray and to contemplate, again, prayer more than asking for something, just asking for wisdom, asking for confirmations, asking for insight in that sense, giving thanks for it as well. That time to contemplate, to connect with heaven. And again, heaven is within you. So the notion of contemplation and connecting with heaven is really about realizing that that is the accessibility and how thin the veil is in terms of the ancestral angelic realm. Because we are, at the end of the day, the future ancestors, right? So we do want to definitely try our best to live a life that's going to ensure that we are honored the way that we honor our ancestors. Ask and you shall receive. So when you do have that moment of prayer and contemplation in terms of higher power, but then also bringing it inward and realizing that the higher power is within you, the ancestors are within you, the angels, the ascended masters are within you. You are asking for something that is so incredibly possible because you are a co-creator of this reality and of your existence. So I hope that resonates with you. If you chose lapis lazuli, faith, your message is Mary Magdalene, Teacher Awakens. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call. Don't let anything stop you. Mary Magdalene, as we know in terms of the story, again, regardless of your faith, regardless of your background, regardless of what it is that you choose to believe, anything that has to do with spirituality or religion, we can look at the fundamentals. We can look at the story. Oftentimes, I think that we get caught up in the messenger or even the representation, and we lose out on the message. I try my best, especially being, someone, I have a minor in religion and I wanted to study various different faiths and traditions for that reason, so that I can find what the commonalities are, to find out exactly what is everybody saying, what is everybody talking about, and as a result, that to me is what to focus on versus who said it or what they looked like or what they supposedly looked like, right? Because then that can kind of create a barrier. Oftentimes, I myself, feel a disconnect to certain decks because I feel like the representation is wrong, which is why I'm so much more inclined to get cards that have representation that look like me and my people, or I actually modify the deck and make them look like my people. But it's important as well to look beyond that and to also realize that this is about spirit, this is about the beyond, this is part of this Teacher Awakens energy. And the notion of you have something important to share, follow the inner call, don't let anything stop you, is about aligning with our purpose. A lot, again, has been coming through for many of us with a lot of the stuff going through mandates right now and restrictions and, job demands and things that are making us feel like we have to be forced into something that we don't want to do. And when you are not sovereign, you are in a position where you have to do what somebody tells you to do. So when you put yourself in a position to work for yourself, to be an independent, liberated person, because at the end of the day, the Creator created us and gave us free will. So no man or woman or institution should try to overrule that right and tell us the opposite and put down restrictions, especially in regards to our bodies and our spirituality or our religion or our faith or whatever it may be. So this Teacher Awakening, message is coming through very clearly in regards to those demands, those choices, and the fact that there is something that you have to share, and that is a passion, that is a purpose. This is something that is aligned with what you want to really be doing. And a lot of us are kind of shooken up right now because we're like, well, what do I do if I this? And we are put in a position where we're kind of backed up against the wall, and Spirit is kind of pushing us to focus on that thing, that important thing that we have to share, and get out of our comfort zones. When there are no mandates, when everything is just status quo, then we just stay status quo. But then all of a sudden, when we realize that there may be something that we have to lose or something that is too worth giving up, that's when we have no choice to then now speak up, to stand up, to find an alternative, to figure something else out. That is the inner call that is being referred to here to follow, and not letting anything stop you, not letting fear stop you, not letting doubt, not letting somebody else's opinion or position or someone else's fear or doubt in regards to that important thing that you have to share. You really need to realize that you are that teacher energy, that you have something that is so rare and so important. There's this thing that you do, nobody else can do it. You were put on this earth to do. And many of you, and especially if you chose this deck, you know exactly what that thing is. So heed that call. Align with Mary Magdalene energy in regards to the story and the fact that she was an outcast. She was the one that didn't comply. She was the one that, it was that kind of, like Jesus said, for those without sin, cast the first stone. And nobody was able to cast a stone. You can't, because at the end of the day, we are all flawed. And she ended up being a disciple. She ended up who many of us would feel would be the last person because of judgments, because of scrutiny, because of, old mentalities, old world mentalities, or whatever it is. And she got rewarded for her authenticity. She got rewarded for her devotion and her faith. So just be aligned with that thing that you are supposed to be doing, that thing that you are supposed to be speaking up about and sharing, and being that awakened teacher in order to put that information out there for the world and inspire. So I hope that resonates. And if you chose Unikite, heart chakra, your message is faith. Look at that. We've got charity, Mary Magdalene energy, and faith, humanity and benevolence. Stay calm, trust the good in yourself and others, see the light in the world. This is so important in alignment with everything just expressed, because there's so much that we can say is dark happening in the world right now, and it makes us not see the light in other people. Everybody is doing the best, quote unquote, that they can. And sometimes they are doing the worst because of whatever their circumstance may be. It is important for us to stay aligned with faith. It's important for us to see the humanity in everyone and that notion of benevolence. Staying calm is so important right now as well, because it's so easy for us to fly off the handle, again, especially in regards to this Mercury retrograde in Libra. So when you are able to see the good in yourself, you're able to easily see the good in other people. That's that namaste energy of seeing the God in others as you see the God in yourself. Because we are all one, we are all interconnected, and we make choices based on experiences that we've had, things that we received or didn't receive, lacks that we've had, love that we've had, whatever it may be. So just be in tune with your own faith, and that faith is going to make it so much easier for you to see that light that is in the world. Oftentimes as well, when we see a darkness in someone or society or an institution, if we focus on that darkness, that is what's going to manifest. If we in turn see light, if we in turn decide to permeate the dark with light, that in many ways, especially in regards to an individual in a particular circumstance, it's that kind of kill 'em with kindness type of vibe, that might inspire them to actually do different, be different, and have the opportunity or show the opportunity to give a little bit more, show a little bit more of the light that is absolutely in everyone, believe it or not. So I hope that resonates very much so with you all. Charity, Mary Magdalene, and faith. So in the meantime and in between time, lest we forget, time to get back to natural.